Good Saturday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our weekend forecast, sponsored by HB Neal Construction. If we slide over towards the radar this morning, we're actually seeing rain and storms. It's been a long time since we've seen this. This is our radar sponsor, sponsored by Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. You can see a line of showers and thunderstorms that extends really all the way into the Houston region, getting into parts of Liberty and even Woodville this morning. Last night, we've seen parts of Warren getting 2 to almost 2.5 inches of rain last night, and we're going to continue seeing this rain push towards the Interstate 10 and eventually the coast later this morning. Now, as it gets closer to the coast, this should start kind of, weakening just a little bit, but we're still expecting 30 to 40% coverage this morning as that line pushes through the region. So we'll continue to keep watching it. The heaviest is now moving into Houston and also getting into parts of Liberty County. So this should get into the Highway 90 near Nome and China in the next couple of hours. Could get pretty close to Beaumont and then Port Arthur really around the, about 9, 10 o'clock later this morning. And then by lunchtime, this boundary in front will start moving offshore. And so there goes the rain, there goes the clouds. Here's the last 6 hours on satellite and radar, sponsored by Switch Electric. You can see that boundary, that cold front where all those showers and thunderstorms are located, a perfect line for Victoria to Houston into parts of really the extreme southeast Texas. This is going to continue moving east-southeast, getting to the coast later this morning, and then really the rain and the clouds will continue pushing off with that front really throughout the day today. Look at the temperatures. You can see behind the front areas all the way into the 30s and 40s. Dallas at 51 degrees, but a big difference here locally in southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana. You can see where the front has gone through the northern counties. They're into the low 60s, but if you're below that front or ahead of the front, you are mainly into the 70s with foggy conditions already this morning. So you can see where that cold front is associated is. So once that front passes, then we're going to start seeing some drier air start moving into the region and start setting the stage for somewhat of a nice Sunday coming up tomorrow. This is thanks to our sponsor of Do Good Credit Union. Here we are with the outdoor and construction forecast. So really this morning, really between 8 a.m. to around 11 a.m., we have that chance for 30 to possibly 40% coverage of some light to moderate rain moving into our region. Once that boundary and the rain moves offshore this afternoon into the evening and even into tomorrow is looking very well. Highs today will be getting into the upper 70s to low 80s, really around that 80-degree mark. And this is thanks for a sponsor of Modern Concrete. So here we are right now. We're waiting for this front to approach our region. It's already in our region, but we're waiting for it to move towards the coast and then offshore. And then our next round of rain and our next cold front will actually be moving in on Tuesday. So this is going to be our best chance of rain coming in early next week, Monday into Tuesday. 60 to 70% coverage is what we're expecting. And this is also going to be a stronger front, which brings nice temperatures all the way into Thanksgiving and into next weekend as well, too. And we'll talk more about that in a second. This is thanks to our sponsor of Neutron Electrical Services, showing that upper level flow. But here we are with the rain coverage. We've got that 40% coverage right now this morning. Drops off this evening. We have dry conditions this afternoon, evening. Sunday's dry. But as we get into Monday and Tuesday, that's when we get to that 60-70% coverage moving into our region, that next front. And then behind that, Wednesday, Thanksgiving Thursday, and Friday looks really well. The temperatures on Thanksgiving are going to be into the 40s in the morning, highs into the 60s. But let's kind of play all this out today all the way into early next week. So right now we're dealing with that boundary moving in. You can see by this afternoon that boundary is going to be right along the coast moving offshore. That's where all the rain will be. Clouds will continue to keep moving offshore really throughout the day today, giving us a dry afternoon, dry evening, and really setting the stage for a really nice Sunday. Not much not much cloud cover on Sunday. Once that boundary moves through, we're going to have somewhat drier conditions throughout the day, kind of pushes all the clouds, so plenty of sunshine on Sunday. Now, as we get into Monday, a little bit different story, because then we have a warm front that lifts, clouds return, humidity, fog, and all that starts up again on Monday, but that's when we start seeing some isolated to scattered showers really throughout the day, and then the coverage just kind of picks up once we get into Monday evening, and especially on Tuesday when that front moves into our region. So 60 to 70% coverage is what we're going with Monday evening into Tuesday. We'll see how much the rainfall totals will be. We'll have a better idea, but look at what we're seeing. The timing on this is a little bit off. We think this will actually come through a little bit faster, but notice the coverage that we're going with. Really good coverage. Could have a chance for moderate to heavy rain moving into the region, and it makes sense because this is really a big-time warm sector with another front moving into the region, so this has a little bit more ingredients to work with to give us some pretty good coverage of showers and thunderstorms once we get into Monday into Tuesday. So once that moves through on Tuesday, sets the stage for a really nice forecast coming up Wednesday, and especially on Thanksgiving Thursday. So here we are with our high temperatures today. This is really our last day for warm weather. right? Seems like it. Sunday's not too bad. We cool down a little bit, but look at that warm front that comes back on Monday. Highs back into the low 80s or near 80 degrees. And then we have our next cold front, which will be pretty strong. I don't want to say the strongest in the world, but it is going to be strong enough to knock the temperatures down into the 70s, and then Thanksgiving Thursday into the 60s. So that is a pretty nice front, making for perfect conditions for Thanksgiving Thursday. Look at the high temperatures that we're going to have today. You can see further to the north, mainly going to be into the mid 70s where that front passed through. And then we're going to be really topping off into the upper 70s to low 80s, especially once that front moves through our region. This is thanks to our sponsor of Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. A big difference really tonight versus what we've been dealing with the last 5 to 7 nights. We're actually seeing some temperatures in the 40s further to the north, and then the rest of the region will mainly be into the 50s, further down south into the 60s. Here's our early look for our Thanksgiving forecast. Plenty of sunshine is what we're going with. Temperatures start out into the mid 40s, and then eventually we'll be topping out into the low to mid 60s. Perfect weather for Thanksgiving. If you like having a Thanksgiving football weather, this is really nice. Look at this. Plenty of sunshine really throughout the day on Thanksgiving. Here's our 7-day forecast for Southeast Texas. Rain this morning. We dry out this afternoon, this evening time, and then Sunday's dry conditions. Our next round of rain and our next front moves in on Monday, getting into Tuesday, and then after that, setting the stage for a really good forecast Wednesday through Friday, Thanksgiving Thursday. Can't get any better. Here we are for Southwest Louisiana. Small coverage of rain this morning. Really think we're going to miss out on a majority of that rain, and then dry conditions on Sunday. Warm back up on Monday with that warm front. Next round of showers and thunderstorms move in Monday evening into Tuesday ahead of our next front. And then this sets the stage for a wonderful Thanksgiving Thursday. So thanks for watching our Saturday morning show sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Thanks to all of our sponsors that allow us to do these shows. And if you haven't yet, please go download our free weather app that is on the App Store and the Google Play Store as well too. You get all the notifications that you need. You can see all of our updates, all of our forecasts. You even get push notifications if rain is moving into the area, lightning is moving into the area, and then also gives you forecasts like what we'll be expecting on Thanksgiving Thursday. So thanks again for watching the Saturday morning show. Next time I'll see y'all is Monday. The next video update that we have will be Sunday evening with Lucas Boswick. Y'all have a good Saturday. See y'all again.